It has been a dry summer. The water level is down. It is a nice sight to see the sparkling water gently flowing under the bridge. Jacob Benner, nicknamed Peg Leg Jake, was a cooper and blacksmith in Berlin, corner of King and Scott Street, in the early 1830s. It was a brother-in-law, Andrew Anderson, who was a land surveyor, that suggested to Jacob to go and seek farmland that was available in Woolwich Township. He found the ideal spot and claimed all the land he'd walk in a day. It was Andrew that named West Montrose after Montrose in Scotland. The year was 1839. Again, in the distant farms are visited. The Lolly Letson property. Another look at the old bridge place. Will be coming up here shortly. Another look at the old Bridge Place Inn with the trees along the bank. Jacob had constructed a holding pen in the shallows of the riverbank. He would herd the sheep into the pen, then had the sheep move about. This would wash and clean the wool before shearing. The bridge has been painted by artists constantly. We are looking at the road that takes you up to the stone schoolhouse, which the Benner children attended. This box, placed at the south portal by the water resource people, is there to read the water for level and speed. We are inside the bridge and are looking at what John Benner's home was in 1870. He would be away often because of the sales and delivery of his woolen blankets. A creek on the east side of the north portal would have been harnessed for water power and for cooling food and dairy products. The measuring stick, which is now embedded in a tree, was once used to tell the level of the water in the river. That's it there. The old Bridge Place gift shop was a Supertest service station in the 1950s. This is Bridge Street, looking north to the intersection of Church Street. These are the homes of some of the local residents that live near the bridge. We see the south side of the river and some of the small barns situated between the river and the road that leads up to the old stone schoolhouse. Now we have a look upstream in the direction of the new bridge that replaced the covered bridge. It was built It was built of steel and concrete in the year 1958 at a cost of $107,291. We are at the north portal and can see the John Benner home at the opposite end of the bridge. Again, we see the Christmas wreath. Weight limit 3 tons sign postage. Electric lights installed in the 1950s for safety reasons. High loads could accidentally knock the burning oil lamps down. This young couple walk hand in hand through the bridge, well pleased with the experience and enjoying the visit to the village. It appears that they may have a romantic notion in mind. With the Lottie Letson house now deserted, the trees and undergrowth have now encompassed the former home. The sign informed us of the bridge clearance. Another look at the exterior of the gift shop. Bed and breakfast beside it. We have a customer approaching the owner in the parking lot. That's another look at the gift shop with the names of the items displayed there that are inside. Bed and breakfast again. Inside the gift shop are a good number of paintings that local artists have painted of the covered bridge. These works of art can be purchased. Some of the artists involved are Ina Morschauer, Ruth Winger, Alexander Krujewski. You would find a very good selection to choose from, done in watercolors and oils. Now we move to what was Jacob Benner's home and see the area surrounding his home. He lost his home because of hardships. See the owl, top of the roof there. Complete house shown here. road from Conestoga now in view. Behind this street sign marker is where Jacob Benner's huge barn was located. It was lost to a fire in 1961. A short distance from the signpost was this mailbox that resembles a bridge. The end was painted to appear as the interior of the bridge. We are back at the John Benner house where his children had their early education. The Mlitzer family lived in the stone house next to them, and the Letzons lived on the opposite side of John. The park is a short distance beyond. There is ample parking for tourists. This is the west side of the bridge. We have a good look at the condition of the roof, walls, and underside. The concrete abutment on the north shore has been repaired. Arrangements have been made to continue the repairs and to give the bridge a general overhaul in the near future. For many years, artists and photographers have come to capture a picture of the bridge. It may be the most painted building in Ontario. We see a painting showing the east side of the bridge by Walter Ozerok, and another painting by the same artist where we have a horse and buggy entering the north portal. Here's a look at the United Church Cemetery where Jacob Benner and his wife are buried. This is Nancy Bear Benner, born April 29, 1807, died August 22, 1867. Jacob Benner, born August 25, 1808, died March 17, 1890. This is the land he had donated to the local community. Behind the Benner gravestones are the gravestones of the Jupp family, also settlers, early settlers in the village. A few more of the stones shown here. That's the Benners. This accurate scale model of the covered bridge was built by George Jupp. The scale is 1/4 inch per foot. At this point in time, George has worked 1,000 hours on the project with delicate detail. George has 2 models built with the same precision. Another look at the Jacob Benner home, the surrounding yard and homes that are now neighboring his farmhouse. Jacob came upon hard times. He lost much of what he owned. This was the barn location there. The corner store was built by the Jupps. We are back at the corner of the bridge and Church Street where once stood the huge Benner barn. It was lost in a fire in 1961. The blacksmith and cooper shop stood in this vacant lot, which is the local mailbox pickup station. Jacob was a postmaster in the years 1871 to 1873. He also drove the local stagecoach that carried the mail. In the mid-1870s, the same blacksmith shop was also used for church services. He did a lot for the community. Here we see some of the present area homes that are a short distance away. There was a small stream that flowed past Jacob Benner's house. It emptied into the Grand. It turned the wheel to run the woolen mill. He built a cold house over this spring creek, which was used to keep milk and butter cool. Do you see the Santa Claus with his helper climbing the ladder? This year it was very dry, which means less water flow. Santa Claus again. Again, we see the homes built by the Jupps. We see the corner store and the heart-shaped sign mentioning the Kissing Bridge. This was the location of the huge barn on his farm. Beyond that was the land that Jacob donated to the church and cemetery. It is known that he donated land to interested settlers on both sides of the river. Here we see the east side of the church with the cemetery and back. Also, we had a look at the neighboring homes. Going towards the front of the church now. There's a sign stating that this is a United Church and also a congregational church built in 1907, which will be coming up shortly. All the young Benners eventually left the West Montrose and scattered. John Benner in 1880, with some machinery that was saved and money from the sale of his home, set up a woolen mill at Denny's Dam in Southampton. He and his family suffered another loss from flooding. Next was Inglis Falls, where the woolen mill was destroyed by fire in 1990. That's the two signs that I mentioned before there. Alex turned to school teaching. Jacob Jr. turned to shipbuilding. John's daughters married Owen Sound area men, and that is where most called home. The Bear brothers remained in the village with Jacob Benner to continue as bridge builders. They also say that the cemetery had ghosts. You may see an odd flicker in the tombstone there. Maybe it's time we get out of here.